Talking to new people was insanely difficult. I would try my best to have some sort of interesting topic to talk about, and inevitably the conversation would end up going dead and we would just be sitting there awkwardly. It was terrible. And if this feeling of wanting to connect with other people, but not really knowing what to say to keep the conversation going, is something you struggle with, then this is exactly for you. Because in this video, I'm going to give you the exact method that I've used to transform my social interactions and actually have conversations that last and have genuine connection to them. So, first off, let's dispel a little myth that people say for some reason. Opposites attract. That's not true. Humans have always gravitated towards those that are similar to them rather than different to them. So, what are we going to cover? In this video, we'll cover exactly why commonality, which is basically similarities between you and them, is needed for likability, and the three best topics to talk about when trying to find commonality with anyone, and what to say when you actually find that commonality to keep the conversation going. By the end of this, you'll be able to start a common conversation with anybody. So, let's get to it. But before that, just so you know, I have a free PDF of 10 pages talking about how to be charismatic and socially confident in the description below. So go click it if you want it right now. Alright, let's get to it. But first, humans gravitate towards similarity. It's not that complicated. Birds of a feather flock together, as they say. But why is this? Well, for multiple reasons. One is that it makes us feel less alone. That's the biggest one. Having people that identify with us, that share our ideas, our beliefs, they make us feel understood and less isolated. Same thing, they strengthen our bonds. They have a sense of relatability to them when we have people that are like us. And biggest is that it gives us a sense of predictability. You see, when we're talking to somebody that we can understand is like us and acts like us, then we're able to predict their actions and beliefs, which is a big thing because humans love control. And having the ability to predict something is a big control indicator. So, how do we use this to our advantage? Well, in a lot of conversations, we often inadvertently use a lot of not me's when we need to be finding me too's. And again, this is usually by accident. I've done this before multiple times and didn't even realize it. We use things like, oh, I never really got into that show because it was kind of dull, or, oh, you're one of those vegan people? Doesn't it suck to have, no meat for dinner? And you may not mean this to be as a push away, but what you're basically saying is that, hey, we do not agree on these things. We are not similar. And that's a big likability downgrade. So if you want to be more likable, you need to find me too's instead of not me's. So, what are some commonalities? Three biggest ones. Number one, context. This is basically when you're meeting someone in an environment, which is every time you meet someone, you always meet someone in an environment. And try to, make a comment on that environment. It can be literally anything, whether you're at a fancy school, whether you're at a house party, whether you're at a cafe, a restaurant, movie theater. Make some sort of comment. Man, this architecture is weird. This place is massive. This place has some very dim lights, so it's very bright. It's very colorful. It can be anything, and most of the time the person will agree because you guys are both looking at the same thing. And even if they don't, at least you now have something to talk about. And again, this is an easy commonality thing because you are both in the same place. Another big commonality that's so easy is interest. It does take a bit of observational skills, but it's easy to master. What you want to be doing is try to find something that they have on them, that they're wearing, they have in their hands, that you know about. It can be a brand they have for their shoes, maybe. It can be a band that they have on their jacket, or it can be a character that they have on their shirt, something that you know about. And from there, you just make a comment on it, a compliment. Oh, you also like Five Nights at Freddy's? That's sick. Or, damn, how long have you been a Converse enjoyer, Something that they have that you know about. And if you're scared about coming across as cringe or weird, it's in your head. Trust me. People love having something to talk about that relates to them. And if you're able to even pretend to care about what they have, they will absolutely love talking about it and and love talking to you. So, let's go over the next one, which honestly is my least favorite. I'm sorry, but people. Now, you can use this to your advantage. It can be a good way to bridge the gap between strangers by having somebody that you both know, a mutual connection. You say something like, "Oh, I saw you were talking to X. Have you known each other for very long?" Although, again, this is my least favorite because you're not really talking about something you guys both enjoy. It's more about someone else, but it can work. So, what to do once you've actually found that commonality? And it's very simple, really. You're going to be digging deeper by asking why. Now, don't worry, I'm not saying you just ask why to everything they say. And you shouldn't, because that would be very weird. What you want to do is when they mention something that you both know. So, for example, in this little sample text here, I'm using karate. And let's say you both do karate. Then you ask, oh, something like, why did you choose karate, And then they'll usually go over something like, oh yeah, I thought it was, very interesting, self-defense, discipline, it's all very interesting. And then from there you mention something like, yeah, oh, that's very interesting. Why did you choose it over, let's say, boxing or Krav Maga or other disciplined martial arts? And then from there, they're going to go even more in depth, like, oh yeah, my dad used to be a karate guy, so, I kind of had it in me. And from there, you're able to dig deeper into the conversation and keep it from being a surface level small talk. Oh yeah, I like karate too, that's very cool, And you're able to make real connections from there. So try it the next time. Alright, so in summary, commonality is how you make real connections with people. The idea that opposites attract, not true. And you want to try to pull from either their interests, which you also know about, or the area that you're in currently. And this is all very simple. I mean, it's where you are currently, or maybe they have a Ben 10 watch or something like that. So these should not be that hard to do. And once again, you want to try to find commonality and dig deeper by asking why. Okay, let them explain why they like this. And it gives them an opportunity to say something maybe they wouldn't have said otherwise to, a random person. So, I hope this was helpful. And remember, take action and learn from failure. See ya.